The big picture. When I look at the current state of what we are as a people, as global citizens, I'm not that impressed. I see a lack of love, a lack of empathy, a lack of understanding, a lack of respect from person to person, culture to culture, religion to religion, sex to sex. I see so much disrespect amongst us. I ask myself, how can I best, from my vantage point, affect change for the positive? And everything that I thought of always led me back to the little boy I once was. How could I have done better if I had this type of role model or this type of mentor? So I think about it, what I would have needed as a child. So if I think from that position, I become that person to our youth. And the way that I can influence a positive change is to have an impact with the youth. Young people are unlimited potential. And it's up to us as their seniors, their teachers, their mentors, the ones that provide them with an example, to give them the tools needed to be all that they can become. People aren't born to hate, they're taught to hate. People aren't born with all these negative emotions, they're taught these things. So we can tackle that from a slightly different angle and teach them more positive. Teach them how to think and to think critically and to appreciate differences in others. Then we've got the foundations of a beautiful society, a global society. So that's where I'm really coming from. Again, back to my beliefs, what I stand for, what I'm all about. A little bit of my background. I was a trained sprinter for many, many years. Went through the sport, did X, Y, and Z. Ultimately, my training is as a sprinter. I played other sports. And what I found with sprinting was that it's the foundation to every single sport. The strength that you get from what sprinters go through, every athlete can benefit from that. I witnessed that whilst I was training. We weren't trained exceptionally well. We were a different breed of animal back when we were training, and the generation before us. Now there's a lot more technique involved, technologies have evolved. So it kind of makes things a little bit easier for athletes nowadays with all that's at their disposal. What's missing for athletes nowadays is some of what we had in the old. A bit of heart, a bit of grit, a bit of determination, a bit of all the old additives that made people great. And even the greats, they were greats. But even the average person, they were great all by themselves. You could take so much from a mid-tier athlete because of how hard they trained, their work ethic, their passion, their drive. There was so much from the old school that is lost in this new school. So my background of experiencing that and seeing what the new have in this day and age, we need to bring some more of the old into the new. Now, to pinpoint on your question, which is how is pure sprint a catalyst for change? The one thing we are in full control of is how we treat our body. Our body is our temple. We hear it all the time. Our body, what we put in it, is how we become, everything else. It's true. We only have one body. We're born with this body. It's going to grow, mature, and everything. The way we look after it from early is going to determine how it's going to be when we're old. From this point of view, I believe it's of paramount importance to teach young people how to move properly, therefore safe in their movements. So we eliminate some of the problems that they're going to face, or that Western medicine or that the textbooks tell you you're going to face as you get older. You don't need to age in pain. You can actually age pain-free. It's not a rocket science, but it's missed. And the institutions that we're sent to for the vast majority of our childhood fail to teach us these things. So where else are they going to learn these things? By and large, the mainstream institutions do not teach children how to look after themselves properly. They give them a general overview, which is not enough for a lot of children. They need more in-depth understanding of how to move. And that doesn't mean they go through a complete dissertation and what they deliver back to us and make sure they understand it. The more they do things properly, the more repetition, it sits with them, it stays with them. And then they can actually decipher what's good for them and what's not good for them. They're the health benefits. What comes along with that as well? Discipline, the mental, the well-being side of things. When we talk about our training methodology, we're coming from a holistic practice. The physical, yeah, that's the easy part. The literature backs us up in how we teach movement and how we train people towards speed, how we teach people to deliver and absorb forces. The literature's already out on that. We do it, and we do it better than anyone else in our region. But the well-being side of the game, we don't get the very best of athletes to train. People don't come to us already in college. They come to us when they're nothing. You've seen it with our senior athletes now, been with us for a little while. They don't come to us as the polished article and we just give them sessions and they get better. They come to us from nothing. And from that nothing, we don't just build a beautiful physical specimen, we build someone of character, someone of integrity, someone with upstanding morals, someone who can actually go out into any area of life and exhibit these traits and qualities, and people love and respect them. This is what change, small change, Pure Sprint can offer to children, therefore the wider community. This generation is going to be us one day. They're going to have a generation under that. So we want to make sure that we are setting the bar high enough, but it's sustainable to be able to pass on. Oh, when can I rest? I rest when I'm dead. I love what I do. I love what I do. I love seeing the youth develop. I love seeing them happy with their own development. I love to see them, children always make their parents proud no matter how good or not so good they can be. I like to see the full spectrum of emotion from children. So I love what I do. I'm very passionate about delivering sessions and training the coaches to make sure they can bring out, I can assist them in helping bring out the best in the children. But I know what you mean, when can I rest? The big picture. Right, let's talk about right here, let's talk local. Right now we're in Dubai. Yeah, we're in Dubai right now. We're in the UAE. Wonderful part of the world, by the way. One of the best moves I've ever made. But yeah, this part of the world, I'll make no lie about where we are and the talent that's available right here, right now. It's not the best. The talent pool that's here is nothing like what it's like in other parts of the world. There's a whole host of reasons for that. We can go so much deeper into that in another video, another time. All right, so we are in Dubai. We're in the Middle East, UAE, beautiful part of the world, by the way. I don't want to say the talent pool is not very strong out here, because there is a lot of talent out here. But the quality of coaching, the quality of mentor, the quality of education in this realm is not what it's like in certain other parts of the world, certain bigger, more developed nations. Again, a whole host of reasons for that. We can get into that another time. I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone about this. But the children are not being equipped well enough to be able to go back to their country of origin or other countries where it's competitive and be competitive. What I would like to see for the kids here is that they are able to be competitive. So we want to train them in a way that gives them all the physical attributes that allows them to be more efficient and proficient in their sport, whichever their sport is. So that's from a physical point of view. Like, when we establish ourselves and we have enough talent that comes to us, and we have a smooth conveyor belt of talent and transition them into their various sports to become commanding, dominating presence and competitive athletes back where they're from, I say at that point, I can take my foot off the gas just slightly, but I won't rest. Another good question. Why so many strong questions? When I look at my own, there's so much more I wanted to personally achieve for myself, like playing at a high level in rugby. I mean, I quit that to go into track and field. I wanted to be an Olympian so bad. I wanted it so badly. And when I look at what I was doing to become an Olympian, there's no way. I didn't have structure to my training. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have the right nutrition. I didn't sleep well. I didn't surround myself with. I just didn't line myself up to really become it. Even though I was a great specimen of an athlete. Like, loads of power, loads of strength, loads of foot speed. But there are lots of people in the world like that. It's how do you put everything together, and how do you set your team up around you in order for you to be that success? Those were my beginnings. I don't want children to have, and I don't have regrets in doing what I did. I learned so much and I met great people along the way. I'm incredibly proud to say that I've trained alongside many Olympians and witnessed them become successful in their own right within the sport, their sport, their discipline in the sport. I'm very proud of all those things. So I don't have regret. What I've taken from that is, and my own study outside of it, and everything, my education, my own education as well, what I've taken from that is I don't want children to go through the heartache that I and numerous athletes around the world went through, which was just not having the right guidance. So something as simple as that, the right guidance with a person who genuinely cares, and they don't just see you as another name on a spreadsheet or someone who's here today and gone tomorrow. They actually do care about your dream. No one's going to care about your dream as much as you, but someone has to give a damn enough to make sure they can guide you the best that they can. And this is what I wanted to do for young people. Because along with that guidance, you don't just learn how to navigate your way in your chosen sport or discipline. You develop a lot of character. And I keep going back to it, the world is missing people of strong character. We're almost a joke of people. We let anyone dictate to us. Anyone says something, we're like herd thinkers. If one group thinks something, then we go into that herd thinking the exact same thing. The few who think for themselves are deemed crazy, they're outcasts, they're discarded. Hold on, we speak about protecting children. These children who think slightly differently, when they become adults, that protection disappears, and we're not really looking out for anyone's well-being at that point. Anyway, going into a really deep topic there, but ultimately, how do we look for? How did I find my passion? I don't want children to look back on their experience and think, man, if only. It takes one person to show someone something slightly different, or guide them in a slightly different way. The trajectory of their life could be completely different. So yeah, that's kind of how I found what it is that I want to do. I found my purpose. Also, I'm a dad, so I do this I do this daily. I couldn't live without my boys. I want to make sure that they're solid. They are people that they're leaders within their community. People look to them as solid pillars. In order for them to be that, they've got to be taught properly. I just cast my net very wide and try and do that for as many children as I can. Keep going. How you navigate through the tough times is you keep going. Don't let anything stop you. Hard times, so what? Get on with it. Everyone's going through tough times. To be honest, really and truly, I just keep going. Like I've been through the worst stuff. I've had the easiest life, but when you put my life comparatively speaking to other people, well, that's been pretty easy. I count my blessings all the time. I'm grateful. So whatever hardship comes around my way, I look around me and I'm grateful for people around me. I'm grateful for the things I have, for what I can do for people. That gives me a certain level of strength to keep on going. But the biggest strength that I draw from is that I have responsibilities. I have a family. I have children. I have people that depend on me. I cannot stop because people depend on me. With that level of responsibility, you must keep going. There's no other option. None. Anyone that's been before me, from from my dad to my uncles to friends I know to people that I considered mentors, one thing they all share is that they had families and they never gave up. So my example was set from early that men work. We work, we make sure that our families are looked after, provided for, and keep going. So, long and short of it, when you got responsibility, I actually heard a good saying a few years ago, is you don't actually become an adult until someone else needs you more than you need yourself. That's ultimately responsibility. That's from Jordan Peterson, so check out his stuff. Brilliant psychologist, brilliant mind of our generation. But yeah, you don't really grow up until someone needs you more than you need yourself. So yeah, that's what keeps me going. When you send your children to train with us here at Pure Sprint, you are ensuring that they're not only developing physically, but they're also learning at the same time. So let's tackle the physical benefits. They develop great posture. They develop complete body strength. They develop amazing flexibility for people that are so strong. They become faster athletes, which is the aim of what we're trying to do with our children. They become fast athletes. With just those components alone, we now step into the more emotional side of things. They become more confident. They have more self-awareness. They start to develop into leaders. They understand about how they should treat their body. They become mindful of others. They become cooperative. They become team players. All of these things are happening whilst we're training. We do a lot of mechanical work, so that's drill focused. So to hold certain positions and execute on those positions requires a lot of discipline, requires a lot of focus, requires a lot of closing this and keeping the ears open so they become more attentive. All of these things, so we can get the results that we get and continue to get, they've got to exhibit all of these attributes to become better athletes, but ultimately better individuals. Now, the more of those that we have, our community is amazing. So that's why, in a nutshell, you should send your child to us. You want to just become great athletes? Fine, that's the easy part. You want to become better people? That's when they should come. Bring them, come. I'll show you, don't worry. Bring them to us. Alright guys, listen, go make sure you check us out at our website at www.puresprint.me. I'll say that again, www.puresprint.me. That's the website. Go and check us out there. You'll see a list of all of our sports that we offer. You'll see what we do with the children. You'll see our merchandise. Come support the kids, man. Get the merchandise. That benefits them. Get the merch, man. Put us out there. Get the merch. Alright, also, you got to get us on the Instagram, which is Pure Sprint, Facebook, which is Pure Sprint, LinkedIn, which is Pure Sprint, and pretty much everything is Pure Sprint. You know, we're just that pure and we're just that much in a speed game. So we're in the sprint. You see what I'm saying? When people say it's not a marathon, it's not a marathon, it's a sprint. Whatever the hell way around they say it. Listen, life is a marathon, played in short sprints. You got me? Learn that. Life is a game played in short sprints. Bursts of power. You learn this when you're with us. School, short sprint, small part of your life. University, small sprint, small part of your life. Your introduction to the workforce, small sprint, but a big part of your life. It's a series of small sprints. It's bouts. We go hard for 2.5 minutes or even 3. But that's where we learn in the sprint world. Come and check us out, man. IG, Facebook, Instagram, that's the same as the IG, and all them other places. Listen, check us out. We're there. Don't be shy, man. We're right there all day, every day. Let's go.
And we're done.
Yeah, like, comment, share, and then tick that bell. Like, comment, share, tick the ding, 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 ding. Check it out. You've got to check us out, man. I don't know why you're sleeping, lying on your pillow, drooling. Come and see us, man. We're here daily. We're here for you guys, man. I don't understand what you're playing at. Support your youth. We're the only ones who do it to the degree at which we do it at. Come and check us out. You see us, you know the logo, you know the team, you know the superstars. This is where they develop and build. First of its kind in Dubai. One of a kind, the only kind. You cannot do better than us.